Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Mind's Eye. We're going to go ahead and get started. I know it's a little bit early, but we're going to go ahead and just do the March zodiac signs astrological reading. So basically, we're like, but we just got into February. In reality, like it already came on through. So as it comes on through, because just the way that I do my astrological readings, it's almost like for me the 15th. If I'm already feeling it and I have to talk about it, that means something is going on already in March. So, we already know about February for most signs. It's about universal precautions. It's about like having this feeling of being where we need to be during the rest of the winter. It was like this like Groundhog Day also came on through where you just have to sit there and say 6 more weeks, like just sit 6 more weeks. Just trust it. And you go, yeah. We did talk about in the beginning of the year on how Earth signs were really going to be given back a gift of like better health. But as I'm seeing it already, by the time you actually watch everything, I bet you any money, like, why is this like an overlap and overlay of the month? That is because literally Uranus is coming in like a monkey in the middle. And when it comes down to it, I see three stones. I'm seeing like a lump of coal, believe it or not. I'm seeing carnelian, and I'm seeing another, like it's like a crystal quartz, but it's not. It is more like a selenite, but it's not. It's odd. This white rock. Now, I'm not really saying stone. I'm saying rock. Why would that actually be dictative in March? Something about holding own. As I'm looking for air signs, like everything is like flown in for them on the wind. So why would we have to know that already by February 9th on like something of that matter about how this goes in through? Like I'm looking at the calendar right now. I say if earth signs need to know like something is flown in for them, they have to know it by February 9th. I bet you any money by the first week, they need to get prepared. Like they already need to know like 2 weeks ahead. So as I'm seeing, as it's flown in, you have to say something is coming in through that's really not supposed to come in. Now, when I look at it and I go, there really is something to this on like a flown in max, and a flown in max has to go in through. Let's look at this. What do we need to know? What do we need to know for air signs? Mars, it's flown in. Everything is like blank. There's something about a dishonesty for air signs that came like flying out of the deck. Something about like creativity. Something about like the wind blew in when it is not the best of nature. Like it has to do with senses and logic for air signs. It is a little bit trolling, and I don't like saying it like that, but it's coming out like that. There's something about an identity, like you finally find it, and you know how when you find something out, you go, there's like something to it. Something to it. There, like, and you just kind of stay quiet, and I'm gonna wait for this. Now, when I see braid, there is something about heritage. There's something about a pause. There's something about old wounds and illusions for air signs. When I see this, they're healing still over the winter, getting themselves together. They're ready to make a huge change. When I see this, they're brave about going towards it. When I see this historically, it's happened before. is like a quiet place of growth. And when I look at it, I go, there's something to this. Something to this. It like it pops in their head like it was already there. Is such a part of them because of heritage and culture about family and lineage that I bet you something for you air signs that it's already just gonna go into play. It's when it was due. They're talking about the soul for air signs. When you see this, it's a form of justice. When you see it, you like air signs are the masters at this about transitions and reality. They like swiftly bring it in. So a typical air sign is gonna flown on out to be a bay and sit and wait as like dust and debris on the settlement. It will come out, and when they do, they rise up. So that's why they do really well with fire signs on a spark up. But when they need something or someone to cry, they will literally use water signs and solidify with earth signs. When I look at this, I go, there's something to this about divine splendor and craving. There's something about rebellion. There's something about devotion about them, about something coming in slow. When I look at this and I say, there's something to this, and it is a mystery, it's something like you weren't supposed to. So I'm looking right now, and this fits the bill of another psychic who's like talking in the background. It's talking about a struggle of something that was offered, and when it was offered, you it was not to be seen. And when this happens, you can't actually look at it. It like you see the courthouses. When you see the courthouses air signs, you weren't supposed to. It's like hard intuition, hard. When I see it has to do with the senses. So air signs, what form of your senses was impeded? Like your eyesight, your ability to smell, hearing, taste. You know what I mean? Like what was impeded for you that changed you? That's what's coming in through to let you know. Like I said, it's so old and like growing, for knowing, and seeing it on through that it's happened before, like it's redressing it. It's something about like ancient past and lore. It's talking about like a folklore. It's talking about like community stories of like if you go near them, this is what's gonna happen, like the Sandlot. Now, when I look at it this way, when you have that type of overlap and overlay, it means that something else is going on in the forefront in front of you, and you can't actually see it, like the unspoken word. And it really is going to hurt because it was like 100%, it was true. And when that happened, you couldn't do it at all. And it kind of blocks you from actually going forward. So, Starseed Oracle, what do the air signs for March in this overlap and overlay are coming in? Like extreme, like polar opposites and like boundary issues where people actually watch you, air signs. Um, it's talking about working on your intuition, like starting immediately. When you see this and you see like you have to face the facts, and it's talking about facing your true north. When you see this and you see like you have to call in support when you actually discover what has happened. When you see this and you go, you decide rewards and wild card, you're offered a choice in March, air signs, of what you want to do. And when you see it, you go, soul memories and gifts, we've done this before. You go, you would say this is new, but any old soul is going to see that is true. So, Uranus, what are you doing for these air signs? Something about a pullout, something about known, something about like bringing unconsciousness to light. Like you got to see this. They're like, but there's nothing going on. There really is. There's something about common ground, perspective, and like a zoom out. And you do this and you go protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. There's something about Overwatch with air signs. And you're like, I don't need it. I don't need it. Like, where's your line? You're like, no, 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 we gotta watch you because you're gonna run with it. And you're like, no, 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 no. I'm not. I'm really not. There's something about that, like, air signs are so good at this, at making their life a moving prayer, on cutting away at things. That it becomes like a type of like integration time. It's like getting prepared. Like, okay, I can come out and I can start hanging out with people again. So there's something about life lessons and soul growth and higher learning, in the energy of this deck for March. Like there's like a block already. Like even the universe is like, I don't want this. Universe, what do you want us to know about uh, air signs? For laying, for knowing, like lowering the path to. Uh, it's an old word meaning like a detrimental path, like anyone who practices maybe Satanism or Luciferianism, like off the beaten path and like finding their own way and like understanding exactly what they're going through. There's something about that, and like the trenches and a really bad rough, like rock formation and anything of that nature. If anyone makes sense of that, when that happens, you actually have to look at it and you have to say, there was something else, like it, like the universe like brought me right back up and like right back. So there, have that. You have to watch your beaten path. There's something about, I'm seeing the water. I'm seeing like an inlet and islet. I'm seeing the way like the lakes and the ponds merge to the stream, to the rivers, and it all floods in for air signs. There's something about like air pockets for them. Excuse me. There's something like they drink too much on St. Patrick's Day. There's something about like going to it. All of a sudden it comes out, like this card came flying out. There's a lot of love that comes in March for air signs because of it. There's something about like forward going on that beaten path. There's something about like they love it all of a sudden, especially at the end of the month. There's something that they remember mid-month. There's something about like friendships and partnerships and marriages and work life. They're like, oh yeah, I started working on that. And then there's something about like a loyal friend that comes in. There's something about like right in the back of the mind. They just keep it right there. They're going to be a little bit more creative at the end of the month, air signs. There's something when I see this of that rock formation. It will open up a door, but I'm feeling like, that 15th through the 17th, it has that window of opportunity around the 25th. By the way that, the constellation, the Big Dipper is, it will come on through when Uranus pulls them in on through down to like a Constance lakeshore. There's something about like community service with air signs. There's something about like how it all would go through. When I look at this, you can't see it coming. There's something about taking a chance though around the 29th. When I look at it, I go, when I see Star Family, there's something about people like that block that they have in that. So, like, let's take it a little bit further with another deck. All right, White Sage Tarot. Air signs. I hear like you could just gotta leave me alone and I just gotta do it myself. There's something like you just are not experienced. Like you shouldn't be doing this all by yourself. There's something about like this spell syndrome that came in around like the fall, like end of summer. Like they shouldn't be doing it. There's a lack of communication to a lot of communication, and it creates an X for them. It is in a time of rest for air signs to break up a type of partnership, and you're not going to see that partnership break up. When you see it, it's going to be a little bit light, and you're not going to feel it as far as intuitive measure. It's going to hurt when you find out, like a broken friendship or like a betrayal of own with a sharp ending. It, like you can't even like, when you see this and you see the two ones, like it was like waiting for this. When I see this and I go, the sun, like there's happiness around this. When I see this and I see the Knight of Cups, an emotional offering, like, can I like take you for a coffee? Can I take you for a ride and just like go take for a walk? When I see this and I see the Four of Pentacles, I go, there's a type of like securement. There's a type of like a getting to like celebration for air signs, and I'm hearing, I see it in the future, but I don't see it right now. Counterintuitive, like flighty during the winter, air signs. I'm so sorry to say that about you, but when I see this, there was just concrete evidence that you had to pay attention to your life during the winter. You had to make yourself like sitting wow when you see this Queen of Wands. I mean, that's it. I mean, there is a degree of physical weakness. There's a lack of luck at first. Your luck will return more in the spring. There is good opportunities of like finances with air signs. When I see this and I see the Six of Pentacles, I go, there's something else to this. Like, no, like it was in the back, like a backstabbing betrayal of own to the block for air signs. With the air, like it was so easy for this incident for them. This is heinous. When you see this Tower card, it's right there playing out air signs. I feel that's why you're hearing it already as a forewarning. It's a new beginning starting for you. We finally got it out. My God, we finally got it out. Now, when I see this and I see this Five of Pentacles, you're going to have some financial loss. It's not going to be well when you see this Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords literally states like counter intuitive, no logic, what you do. When you see this, it's like looking at all your options all through March all of a sudden down into maybe in April. You're going to see it in a March and an April and an August. That's what I keep hearing from mediumship. Eight of Cups to the Hierophant, like highly dictative on why you have to do it this way. It's almost like a policy, procedure, protocol. Like you have no choice but to do it that way. When I see this and I see the Three of Wands with the Seven of Wands, it is a spark up. And with the 3 and the 7, it is a completed cycle. It's right on the horizon about your issue, air signs. Now, the Nine of Pentacles, it's not going to make sense. Like I said, there's no prudency all of a sudden with like a lack of justice to no justice. But when I see this and I see the Two of Swords, you go, it comes running right on through exactly what was due, what is owed, but you're just not there yet. So you can already see, like, well, like if you're doing a lawsuit, you know what I mean? That halt stop is going to be around 12th. This new moon in February will help, like, protect you if you make a tie and a bond. But with that being said, it's still going to happen. So you need to create your safety net. That pause is going to come in right in that end of the month. It's like slowing it down. When you see this and you see the Ten of Swords, you will have that finality release like at the end of the month. Like I feel like something like taxes, like an odd way to describe taxes. Knight of Swords in reverse. You can't even see it coming. See it coming. Knight of Swords, Six of Swords, like counterintuitive, must be at bay. I'm feeling like this celebration, if you do go out and celebrate like St. Patrick's Day, it is a reversal of luck to open your eyes so you can see it. And when you see it, I'm seeing how like it like is such a forceful must to the King of Swords. That's when I hear like a knock on the door, the Magician, to the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It's kind of like a mediumship. Let's ask, like, what do we're calling upon a mediumship now, and let's see what comes in through. Air signs. What do air signs need to do in March? Because we're already talking about it. The number 4. So I feel like April, and they're showing me April is a month. April 9th is huge for air signs because of Jupiter. Uranus is literally calling you out on your must be. Do it now, do it now, do it now. So when we do that to the max out, you have to literally do this. When I see this and I see the Queen of Swords, I go, there's something like to this. Like this Queen of Swords is a woman who sits well, usually with like feminine energy, luck. No getting together, like you cannot get it together. When you actually go through it and you go, I'm just like, my way of like waving it in, like it's welcomed, welcomed, welcomed. They're out dancing and like joy and happy. And it comes to like a can't tank, clink, clank, clunk, down to the wrench, to the tire, to like laying down, and you go, where did this come from? 5 of Cups in reverse, the Star in reverse, unfulfilled wishes. It's a legal matter, it's a dispute. When I see the 7 of Pentacles, I go, when you do this, you see the Queen of Pentacles. There's a type of securement, though, that will protect air signs. This one really wants a hard drop. There's something about, like, listening through the whistle. Something about listening through the whistle of air signs. It really wants you to know it. It is a male. a male in many, many air signs' lives. You're going to be drawn back to your past a little bit. You'll cut away quickly, like I've been through this before, and I'm going to end it now. All right, let's look at the runes. Let's look at the runes. Black Obsidian runes for air signs. There's something about the gathering together. There's something about how it all got to play. There's something about like havoc. There's something about like the wealth of this. Like it ended. There's something about like even forest fires. There's something about solidarity. There's something about joy. There's something about ill fate when it happened. That like Uranus and Jupiter are like wake up, wake up, wake up. It's coming in. It's not going to be good. It is a wheel of luck. When you see this, you go, again, like it's showing me the party. The party. The strength. The gift. The warrior. Wealth. Like the defense, like there's something about defending your money the way you made it, but also defending like if it was made honorably. It's like it just threw that like right in my face. There's something about like a going in, like it's everywhere in the globe. Like, did you make it right? There's something about cars, which is odd because we're seeing Tesla again. When you see this, like the river runs through it. And it has to do with something about a house. It was bad. When you look at this, though, there's something about new tree, new life coming in, too. So everything is coming in and through. Astrologically, air signs don't sit well with fire signs coming into March. It will lay it out well. When it lays it out well, the constellation brine will come in and do a done on them, like they'll make them profound. When that happens, you can't count out and you can't count in. When you can't count in, you can't be in. When you can't be in, you can't even see sin to the light of day. So then it becomes witchy air sign. Like this is heinous for the March. So I'd have to say, what you do to protect yourself as far as finances, as far as like identity theft, as far as like getting your stuff together. Like there's something air signs are like you can't even make it up. Like I got this bill in and all of a sudden everyone's like this. When I look at it, you're just going about. That's all you're saying. And instinctively you just do something that you do and it's going to happen at night. It's going to come in hard. And when you do this, your instinct will freeze it. Like it's talking about, it's just a normal game of humanity to get you done. So with that being said, you already know what to do. The moons will dictate out. The stars will make you actually show your emotions, air signs, where the planets are pulling you in and out. So you're just kind of relying on your instinct and your intuition. That's the forewarning. So with that being said, that's all I have to say. Any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you soon.